You work. Always. Weekends, holidays, nights, early mornings, and when someone suggests you rest, you feel panic because resting doesn't feel like rest. It feels like failure. It feels like laziness. It feels like you're failing everyone, yourself. This is Mariana's story. 34 years old, advertising executive, eldest daughter, the responsible one. The one who can't fail, and she didn't for 15 years, until her body decided it was time, and it stopped without asking permission. Mariana woke up at 5 in the morning, went to sleep at 1. 8 hours of work turned into 12. Weekends were for getting ahead on projects, vacations were for working from home, and when they asked, "Why don't you rest?" she answered, "I rest when I can," but she never could. Because resting was wasting time, and wasted time was wasted opportunity, and wasted opportunity was being overtaken, replaced, forgotten. So Mariana didn't rest. She just existed, in production mode, constant, exhausting, unbearable. Are you afraid to stop? To be seen as weak, as lazy? This is for you, before your body stops for you. If you work yourself to the point of collapse because stopping feels like failure, sign up now. Here we talk about the truth nobody wants to hear. Endless productivity is a path to collapse, and Mariana almost didn't come back. Mariana wasn't born a workaholic, she was taught to be. Lower middle class family, 3 siblings, she the oldest, and oldest means responsible, since she was 12. Taking care of her siblings while her mother worked, helping with the bills when her father lost his job, studying to pass the university entrance exam, because a public university was the only option, and the only option doesn't allow for mistakes. So Mariana didn't make mistakes. She studied in the morning, worked in the afternoon, took care of her siblings at night, and when she had spare time, she studied more. Because having spare time was a waste, and waste was a luxury she couldn't afford. She passed the university entrance exam, advertising, and she continued working. Part-time became full-time, night classes, sleep became optional. I'll sleep when I graduate. But when she graduated, she didn't sleep, because then she had to build a career. Internship became permanent, permanent became coordination, coordination became management, and each step demanded more. More hours, more dedication, more sacrifice. And Mariana gave everything, always, because giving less was being less, and being less was failing, and Mariana never failed. Never. Until she did. Mariana's fear had a name, and it wasn't laziness, it was invisibility. She had seen her mother be invisible, working double, earning half, being forgotten, and she had promised, with me it will be different. I will be seen, valued, indispensable. And to be indispensable, you need to be always available, always producing, always delivering. So Mariana was. Always. Cell phone on 24 hours a day, emails answered in minutes, requests accepted without thinking. Leave it to me. I'll handle it. You can count on me. And she did. Always. But always handling things comes at a cost. Mariana stopped having lunch. I'm wasting time. She ate in front of the computer. She stopped seeing friends. I don't have time. I'll do it another day. She stopped sleeping properly. 6 hours is enough, then 5, then 4. Her body was crying out for help, and Mariana ignored it because listening to her body was weakness, and she couldn't be weak. So she pretended to be strong. Coffee to wake up, pills to sleep, energy drinks to endure, and her body endured, temporarily, but the body isn't a machine, and machines eventually break down. Mariana was good, exceptional. Projects delivered ahead of schedule, satisfied clients, impressed boss. She's our best, never disappoints, always available. And Mariana listened and felt proud. But pride mixed with panic, because praise came with expectation, and expectation came with pressure. If I'm the best, I need to keep being the best. If I disappoint once, I lose everything. If I stop, I'll be replaced. And pressure wouldn't let her stop. Never. Mariana started having symptoms: constant headaches, it's stress, it'll pass; stomach aches, I didn't eat properly; insomnia, it's just a phase. But it wasn't a phase, it was her body screaming for help, and Mariana plugging her ears, because listening meant stopping, and stopping meant failing. So she continued, working, delivering, breaking, slowly, constantly, irreversibly. She had an important meeting, a presentation for a major client. Mariana had been preparing for weeks. Perfect slides, impeccable arguments. She was ready, more than ready. She arrived early, checked everything 3 times. Full room, client seated, boss present. Mariana began to present, and in the middle of the second sentence, the world spun, walls moving, floor disappearing, and Mariana fell. Fainted. Right there, in front of everyone. She woke up in the hospital, mother by her side, crying. "You have to stop." The doctor came in and said words Mariana didn't want to hear. Severe exhaustion, high blood pressure, beginning of gastritis. Your body is collapsing. If you don't stop, it will get worse, much worse. And Mariana thought, how long until I can go back to work? Because even there, lying down, connected to an IV drip, her body having failed, she was still thinking about work, because stopping wasn't an option, even when her body gave her no other choice. And that was the problem. Mariana didn't know how to stop, because nobody had taught her. They had only taught her to keep going, always, no matter the cost. And the cost was her life, literally. 3 days in the hospital, Mariana received a visit. Her boss. She expected a scolding for fainting, for delaying a project. But he sat down and spoke. "Mariana, you're incredible at what you do, but that's not worth your health. Projects can wait. You can't be replaced as easily as you think, but your life could end. And then what? What good is being the best professional dead?" Silence. Mariana had no answer, because she had never thought like that. She always thought that stopping meant being replaced, but dying meant permanent replacement. Her boss continued, "I went through this 10 years ago, heart attack at 38, and you know what I learned? There's always more work, but you only have one life, and when it ends, there's no second chance. You need to rest, really rest, not pretend to rest while answering emails. Rest." And he left, leaving Mariana alone, with thoughts she never had time to think about. How long has it been since I truly rested? Years, maybe 5, maybe 10, and that meant she had spent a decade killing herself, slowly, voluntarily, because she thought it was necessary. But was it necessary? Or was it fear? Fear of being seen as insufficient, as dispensable, as lazy. And fear had taken control of her schedule, of her body, of her life, and it had almost killed her. The hospital psychologist came to talk. "Why are you so afraid to rest?" Mariana thought, "Because they'll think I'm lazy." Who? Everyone, boss, colleagues, family. And if they do? Silence. Mariana had never thought about the what if. She had always avoided it. But now, forced to think, she realized, if they think I'm lazy, they'll stop counting on me. And if they stop counting on me, I lose value. And if I lose value, I'm good for nothing. There it was, the root belief. I only have value if I'm useful, and I'm only useful if I'm always available. And if I stop, I lose value, and without value, I'm nothing. The psychologist wrote it down. You know that's not true, right? Your value isn't in what you do, it's in who you are. Mariana knew, intellectually, but emotionally, she believed the opposite because she had grown up that way. being valued for what she did, not for who she was. Did you help? Did you pass? Did you deliver? Always doing, never being. And doing had become her identity, and an identity that depends on doing collapses when it can't do. And Mariana couldn't do it, not now, and she was panicking, because without doing, who was she? Nobody? Nothing? Invisible? And invisibility was her greatest fear, greater than death, because death ends quickly. Invisibility kills slowly, while you're still breathing. The doctor ordered 2 weeks of complete rest, no work, no email, no work cell phone. But no buts. It's either this or you come back here in worse shape, and next time you might not come home. Mariana accepted, not because she wanted to, because she had no choice. She went home and tried to rest. First hour, okay. Second hour, restless. Third hour, anxious. I should be doing something. They need me. I'm going to miss deadlines. She called her boss. How are things? Under control. Rest. But the project, it's being covered. You're not indispensable to the point that the company stops without you. And that's not an insult. It's reality. Nobody is indispensable. Not me, not you. And that's okay. And she hung up. Mariana stayed there, holding the phone, processing. I'm not indispensable. And that hurt. But also, did it relieve her? Because if she wasn't indispensable, she didn't need to carry everything alone, always. She could share, she could stop, she could rest without the world collapsing. First time in years that this possibility existed, and it was terrifying and liberating at the same time. Resting felt strange, uncomfortable. Mariana didn't know what to do. No work, no purpose, no productivity. She tried reading, she couldn't focus. Her mind kept going back to work. What are they doing? How's the project going? Do they need me? She tried watching a series. It lasted 10 minutes. I'm wasting my time. She tried sleeping, insomnia. Because her mind wouldn't switch off. It was programmed to work, and work was her identity. And identity doesn't rest. Mariana called her psychologist. I can't rest. My mind won't stop. Because you spent 15 years teaching it not to stop. It will take time to reprogram it. Start small. 5 minutes doing nothing. Literally nothing. No cell phone, no book, just breathing. Can you do it? Mariana doubted it, but she tried. She sat down. She breathed. 30 seconds. Thought, this is a waste of time. 1 minute. Thought, I should be doing something. 2 minutes. Physical restlessness. 3 minutes. The urge to get up. 4 minutes. Anger at herself. Why can't I do anything? 5 minutes. Exhaustion from fighting against his own mind. And he realized resting was work. The hardest he had ever attempted, because it required going against everything he had learned, against all programming. And programming doesn't undo itself overnight. It takes time, patience, persistence, the same qualities he used to work. Now he needed to use them to rest, ironically. Days passed. Mariana began receiving messages from colleagues. How are you? We miss you. Work isn't the same without you. And Mariana read them and felt them. Not joy, guilt. They're suffering because of me. I should be there. I'm being selfish. Guilt for resting, for being at home, for not being productive. And guilt was toxic, because it transformed self-care into selfishness, and selfishness was unacceptable to Mariana. She had always been the giver, the one who solved problems, the one who sacrificed, and now she was receiving, resting, prioritizing, and that felt wrong, deeply wrong. Mariana called her mother, crying, I feel guilty for resting, for not working, for failing everyone. Her mother was silent. Then she spoke. "Mariana, do you know why I worked so much? Why I never stopped? Because I needed to support us. Yes, but also because I didn't know my worth outside of work. I thought that if I stopped, I would be forgotten, useless. And you know what happened? I developed diabetes, high blood pressure, depression. And when I finally stopped, forced to, I found out. Nobody forgot me, but I had forgotten who I was beyond work. Don't repeat my mistake. Rest, please, before your body forces you to stop permanently." The psychologist explained, "What you're feeling has a name, reverse imposter syndrome. You're afraid that if you stop, they'll discover you were never as essential as they thought. But here's the truth. You are essential, but not because you're always available, because you are you, with all your competence, creativity, and humanity. And humanity needs rest. It's not optional, it's biological. Studies show that working more than 55 hours a week increases the risk of stroke by 35% and heart disease by 17%. And productivity? It drops drastically. After 50 hours, each additional hour yields less, much less. A person working 70 hours produces the same as working 55 because the brain gets tired, the body exhausts, and exhaustion negates efficiency. Mariana was working 70, 80 hours a week and thinking she was productive, but she wasn't. She was busy. And busyness isn't productivity. It's the illusion of productivity, which destroys health, relationships, and life, all in the name of doing more. But doing more in fragmented ways yields less than doing less in a complete way. It has always paid off. It always will. Second week of rest. Mariana woke up, and for the first time in years, she had nowhere to be at 7 in the morning, so she stayed in bed. Not sleeping, just staying. And she felt peace? Small, strange, but peace. She got up slowly, made coffee slowly, sat on the balcony and drank coffee slowly, without her cell phone, without her laptop, without her next task, just coffee. And she realized she had forgotten what that was like, doing something for pleasure, not out of obligation. Coffee wasn't fuel for work, it was an experience to savor, and she had forgotten to savor everything: food, conversation, silence, life, because life had become a to-do list, and tasks aren't savored, they're completed. And Mariana had completed thousands of tasks and forgotten to live in between them. She picked up a book that she bought years ago, never read, opened it, and read, without haste, without feeling guilty. And it was strange, good, liberating, because for the first time in a decade, she was doing something without function, without productive purpose, just because she wanted to, and wanting was enough. It didn't need to serve any purpose, it just needed to be pleasurable. And it was, and that was enough. 2 weeks were over. The doctor cleared her to return to work, but with conditions. Maximum 45 hours a week. No taking work home, no emails after 7 p.m., no weekend work. If you don't manage it, I'll fire you again permanently. Mariana agreed and returned, afraid of being seen differently, as weak, as lazy. She arrived at the office. Colleagues hugged her. "It's so good to see you. I missed you." Not, "You let us down." Not, "You failed." Just, "I missed you." And Mariana realized they had survived without her for 2 weeks. And the company didn't go bankrupt. Projects didn't collapse. The world didn't end. And that was good, because it proved she didn't need to carry everything alone, always. She could share, trust, delegate, and nothing bad happened. Mariana changed her routine. Lunch away from the computer, 1 hour, complete. Leaving at 6 p.m., not 9 p.m. Weekends, no work. Company cell phone, turned off after 7 p.m. And at first, it was difficult. Anxiety, fear, they'll think I'm lazy. But nobody did, because she kept delivering. Well, even better, because rested, she was more creative, more focused, more efficient. Fewer hours, more quality. And she realized the equation was never more hours equaling better results. It was always right hours with the right energy yields better results. 3 months later, urgent project, demanding client, tight deadline. And Mariana felt it. The impulse. I need to work weekends. I need to take it home. I need to go back to the old way. Because the old way was comfortable, familiar, and the new way demanded effort. Constant, choosing rest even when work called. Mariana almost gave in, but she remembered. Hospital, fainting, doctor. Next time you might not come home. And she stopped, breathed, and did things differently. Delegate, asked for help, distributed tasks. And Saturday, rested. Sunday, also. And Monday, delivered the project, on time, with quality. And she realized she didn't need to kill herself to deliver well. She needed to trust, delegate, share. And that was harder than working double because it required vulnerability, admitting, I can't do it alone. I need help. And help seemed like weakness, but it wasn't. It was intelligence, because a rested team performs better than an exhausted person. Always. And Mariana was learning, slowly, with setbacks, but learning that rest wasn't laziness, it was maintenance, and maintenance was necessary to keep functioning well for a long time, sustainably. Mariana started talking about it with colleagues. I almost died working, and you know what I learned? Work will always exist. I won't. If I break down, I'll be replaced. But for myself, there's no replacement. So I started prioritizing myself. And it's not selfishness, it's survival. Some understood. They started doing the same. Others judged. You've changed. You've become more relaxed. You've lost your drive. And Mariana wanted to defend herself, to prove that she hadn't lost anything. But she stopped and thought, they're right. I've changed. I've lost the drive to kill myself working, and I've gained the will to live. And that's not a loss, it's evolution. Then she answered, yes, I've changed, because continuing the same way was continuing to die, and I chose to live. And she didn't explain further, because those who understand, understand, and those who don't understand won't understand with an explanation. They'll understand when their bodies stop working. And Mariana hoped they would learn before the hospital, before the collapse, before almost not coming back. But everyone has their own time, their own process, their own breakdown, and Mariana couldn't force others to learn. She could only model her own and hope that it would inspire before it was too late for them. 1 year after fainting, Mariana was different. Not cured, because workaholic tendencies don't disappear, they remain, demanding constant vigilance, but managed. She worked, well, but she didn't live to work. She worked to live, and the difference was everything. Weekends, travel, hobbies, friends, no work. Vacations, real ones, no computer, no email, just rest, true rest. And her body, blood pressure normalized, gastritis cured, energy returning, slowly but returning. Mariana also noticed she was more creative when rested. Solutions came more easily, a free mind to think, not trapped in survival mode. And work improved. Paradoxically, fewer hours, better results, and colleagues saw it. How do you do it? I stopped trying to do everything. I started doing what's important, well, and delegating the rest, and resting, a lot, because rest isn't a reward, it's a necessity. Some listened and changed. Others continued until they broke, and they broke
one by one, and Mariana saw it, and it hurt because she understood fear, pressure, the belief that stopping is failing. But she couldn't save anyone. She could only show that another path existed and hope that they would choose it sooner, before it was too late, before their bodies chose for them. Safety notice. If you're at your breaking point, if your body is screaming and you're ignoring it, stop. Now. Call 188-CVV if you need to talk.
Or seek medical help, or a psychologist, or someone, because work will always exist. You won't. If you break down, you'll be replaced, but for yourself, there's no replacement. Listen, if you're watching this with your work phone by your side, ready to pause if your boss calls, this video is for you. You're not lazy for wanting to rest. You're human, and humans need to stop. It's not optional, it's biological. Do an exercise with me, now. Pick up your phone, open your calendar, and block it. 1 day, complete. No work, no email, no emergencies. Just you, resting. And it doesn't have to be tomorrow. It could be next week, next month, but block it. And when the day comes, respect it. Because respecting your rest isn't a lack of commitment to work, it's a commitment to yourself. And without your full well-being, your work also collapses. Subscribe to the channel if you want more truths your boss won't tell you. Truths about mental health, boundaries, humanity. Comment here, how many hours did you work this week? Be honest, and answer this. Was it worth it? Share with that friend who never stops, who's always fine, but you can see she's not. She needs to see that before she faints, like Mariana. See you next time, and until then, rest, please. Your body will thank you, your mind too, and your work, it will continue to exist, with or without you broken. Let's name what Mariana experienced: defensive workaholism. You work not because you love it, but because you're afraid. Afraid of being seen as lazy, as dispensable, as insufficient. And fear becomes fuel, which burns quickly, efficiently, and destroys you in the process. Data proves it. Working more than 55 hours a week increases the risk of a stroke by 35%, of heart disease by 17%, and death, it also increases significantly. In Japan, there's a name for it, karoshi, death from overwork, and it kills thousands every year worldwide. Mariana almost became a statistic, but she didn't because she stopped in time. Forced to, but she stopped. And you? Are you going to wait for your body to force you to, or are you going to choose now? Here's the truth nobody talks about. Rest isn't laziness, it's maintenance, and you can't function without it. If you're afraid to stop, start small. 5 minutes doing nothing, then 10, then an hour, then a day. And when fear screams you're lazy, answer, no, I'm smart, because a broken machine doesn't work, and I'm not going to break. Not today, not for work, never again. Because you are worth more than your output. You always have been. You always will be. We're here, for you, with you, reminding you of what you've forgotten. You're human, and humans need rest. Take care of yourself, seriously, not later, now.